Welcome to Ebrout Cooks. Today we are making egg fried rice. Starting with the ingredients. There's a huge variety of stuff here. I'm making it with beef, as you can see. So we start with some chilled rice. I made this a day ago. Kept it in the fridge. Some soy sauce, really important with this. Some mirin, Japanese rice wine, and some sesame oil to get a bit more authentic flavor. Some oyster sauce for extra umami, eggs, of course, and some vegetable oil with neutral taste. Some beef that I fried in some soy sauce and teriyaki. I'm also using kimchi. Kimchi is really nice to get that spicy edge on stuff. Basically fermented cabbage. Spring onions for garnish. A whole onion. Chinese garlic. And ginger. And of course, it is important to have a good knife. I prepped the vegetables, removed the skin. Chinese garlic doesn't have cloves, which is kind of practical when you have to use a whole one. Kimchi on the side because it's pretty wet, and I keep this so I can use it to make a broth later on. Here I've chopped all the vegetables, the onions in fairly decent chunks. Spring onions for garnish again. Do not put that in the wok hot. Some ginger and garlic, and I've also sliced up the kimchi on the side. Pour some of the oil in your wok. I use a decent bunch of oil because it needs to coat all the rice. Put it up to high heat, and then wait until it starts to shimmer like this, and then you add the aromatics, so ginger, garlic, and the onions. It was kind of hard to do this one-handed. And then let that simmer for a while, and then make sure to divide up all the onions. I also tried shaking it, which was a bad idea with one hand, so I did that off camera. So once it's been simmering for a while and you can really smell the garlic and the ginger, you can add the rice. Just make sure to really divide it up so that every grain of rice gets coated with the oil and the taste of everything. Make sure you stir everything well so that every grain of rice gets coated in oil. When everything's coated in oil, you can add the rest of your ingredients. We start with sesame oil. Do not use too much of it because the flavor is very strong. Now we just mix this in. Next up is the sauces. Start with some oyster sauce. You really want it to start boiling like this to release the flavors. Soy sauce I use quite a lot because I like a strong soy sauce flavor, and then mirin to add a bit of sweetness to the sauce. Then once it's gotten hot, we just mix everything in. Remember to coat everything in the sauce. Once everything is coated in the sauce, we can start thinking about the eggs. I usually use a separate pan for this. I find that the easiest way to make scrambled eggs is with chopsticks. So just mix the the eggs together in a bowl. And at this point I've already turned on the heat on my separate pan. So to check if that pan is hot enough, I just use the chopsticks. You can see that it is hot enough. So I dump the eggs in and start scrambling them, still using the chopsticks. Once the eggs are done, turn the heat back on the wok and add the eggs in and mix. Good fried rice, in my opinion, is just really well mixed. Make sure that there's no lumps of one ingredient. Once the eggs are mixed in, I add the kimchi. It doesn't need a lot of cooking time, but it has a lot of moisture, which we need to cook out of it. So again, mix it in. I'm still on pretty high heat, and off camera I do the flipping on the wok thing, but I won't do that with one hand. Once I'm happy with the moisture level, I add the pre-cooked beef. It doesn't need to get cooked more, it just needs to get reheated. So just stir this in, again while mixing, and that should be one of the last steps. Once everything is mixed in, it's hot, and you've tasted it, I usually add a bit of salt and pepper and maybe some more soy sauce. You can start plating. Just add enough for your portion. Add garnish. Fried rice is best eaten with a spoon. And enjoy.